Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
We will
Good
start
evening,
in
boss.
minutes. Just
Good
yes.
evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening to all of you. So we will wait for 1 more minute and then we will start.
Okay, sir.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So can we start or some participants are yet to join? We will wait for a minute. At 7:32 sharp, we will start.
Okay, sir.
Yes, so we can start, I think. So good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, so before proceeding, we will have a recap of what we learned yesterday. So can anyone tell me the bullet points, what we learned yesterday?
What is quality?
Quality problems,
Okay, so first point we started with what is quality, right?
quality. J.
Okay, so can anyone tell me the definition of quality?
Yes, sir.
Quality is the ability of
Quality
products or
is
service
fitness
to
for
fulfill a
use.
customer requirement.
Okay, it is the
Quality is fit
the
for
customer
use.
requirement. Yes, as per
Qual
Joseph Juran, quality is defined as fitness for use. And what is the
For use.
definition given by the Phyllis Crosby?
Quality is a
Conformance
confirmation
to
of
specification.
specification.
Yes, conformance to the specification. Okay. And we also saw the ISO definition, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
We to
After quality, we discussed why quality is important. Can anyone
Yes, sir.
give me example why quality is important?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nikhil.
Sir, quality is important because if we deliver the quality product, the reliability of the customer will increase. Hence, overall revenue of the company will increase. Hence, our job will be more safe.
Okay, this is the for particularly for the bottom line you can use because why quality is important because that is the relation. But in today's scenario, very tough
Customer
competition.
satisfaction, sir.
Yes, customer
Yes.
satisfaction or customer delight, we are saying, because a customer pays our salary and we need to fulfill the
Needs, sir.
requirements of the customer expectation as well as the needs. It will give us the repeat orders. Because of that repeat orders, our sales turnover will increase, our profits will increase, means our company is growing, and we can say that our jobs are safe because we are a profit making company, growing company, then our jobs are safe. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then if we delivered a poor quality or not a good product to the customer, then what will be the chain?
Sir, the
Shutdown
reliability
of the
of customer will
company.
not be ensured. Hence, overall profit of the company will not get achieved. Hence, job will be in risk as company will be not in profit because
Okay.
customer will be not be
So,
satisfied.
yes, customer is not satisfied, hence he will not give a repeat order.
Yes, sir.
He will
Overall demand
start
of
to
the
search.
product will be in decrease, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So there will not repeat order. Suppose if the major customer, if that is a major customer, then he will start searching another supplier because our products are not on time, quality issues. Then it will decrease our revenue, our sales, our turnover. It will hamper our profit, our growth, and hence the jobs are in stake. So yesterday we saw the example of one of the company, and because of that quality issues, the company was shut down, right? Then
Yes, sir.
after high quality, we saw the transformation of Japan. Okay, can anyone tell me what that slide was?
Yes, sir. After World War II, the transformation of the Japan has
Transformation of
taken place.
Japan.
As there is the
Okay, so one minute. Let another person also try. My question is, Japan was before World War II or after World War II, immediate in 1947, the Japan image, the quality of Japanese products, where literally people were laughing at the quality of the Japanese products, and junk making country, right?
yes, sir.
Yes,
Japan
sir.
was a junk making, they were not making a quality products, junk making country. But in only 25 years, Japan became the top class quality, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And hence the benefit to Japan was Japan became the second largest economy in 1968. Yesterday, I also gave an example that up to 1960, Japan was not able to sell a single car outside the Japan. But near about in 1984, Japanese could able to sell near about 6 million cars abroad. And Toyota become the largest automotive company in America as well as in the world in near about, I think, 1989 or 1990. So how
Yes.
that Japan is transformed, we saw, even though they are facing the natural resources, even though they are facing lots of earthquakes, and they don't have the dependency on agriculture. So most of the time they are focusing on the industry, and industry requires quality. So Japan did this miracle. Japan transformed themselves by using only one word. That word is quality. Got it?
Yes, sir.
After that, what we discussed?
Why quality, sir?
Yes, high
So
quality. We discussed the Japan example, and then after that,
we have discussed the types of data, sir.
No, sir. History of
History
70.
of the 7QC tool.
yes, history of 7QC tools. So as I
Dr.
told,
Edward Denham is giving the speeches to the
yes,
USA.
so Deming, Mr. Deming, Sir
Demand.
Edward Deming, and Joseph Juran, these were the Americans, but they actually, Japan invited them, and they were giving lectures, seminars. They were teaching Japanese people how to improve the quality,
Tokyo
use of statistics, and then their contribution was tremendous. And hence, like our in India, we give the Bharat Ratna. So Japan also gave them their highest civilian awards to those people. So Sir Joseph Juran and Sir Edward Deming. So that was the contribution of them in the Japan's transformation. Then I told you Ishikawa was sitting one of the seminar by
Yes.
Sir Edward Deming, and he thought that I should contribute to the country. And he discovered, I cannot say all the tools discovered by him, but he made a bunch of 7 tools. So some tools were identified by the other members and some by Ishikawa. And he made a bunch of 7 tools, and he introduced this as a problem solving tool. And it will help to solve the most of the problems in any industry. And it is a simple tool, not too much statistics like that, right? So that is called as history of 7QC tools, and the main initiator was Karo Ishikawa, and he was the professor at the one of the engineering college in Tokyo University, correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
why 7?
Because of a warrior and a
Benki.
monk, sir. Benki.
Benki was a
Yes, so
Japanese warrior and
Benki
monk.
was the warrior, and he was using the 7 tools along with his sword, and he never lost a single
The
battle.
enemies
And hence the
single battle.
Japanese
Yes.
children always hear the story of Benki from the childhood. And as he was using the 7 weapons, so normally Karushikawa thought that I should also use these 7 QC tools as a weapons. But for Benki, in a war, there was an enemy, right? But for Karo Ishikawa, who was the enemy?
It's a uncontrolled variation.
Controlled
Uncontrolled
Yes,
variations.
no, but at
Quality.
that time it was defects. So who is the enemy of quality? That is what at that time Karo
Uh,
Ishikawa decided that I can use these 7 tools against the enemy. That enemy is the quality problems defects, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
then we discussed who is the enemy of quality, and your answer is correct. Uncontrolled variation is the enemy of quality. After that,
The
Types of data, sir.
types of data. Can anyone tell me what are the types of data?
There is a two types
quantitative
of
and
data.
quantitative data.
One
Qualitative
is
and
About in
quantitative.
current
data
situation
and
and
In
desired
qualitative, what are the
accuracy.
2 types?
nominal, ordinal.
Nominal and ordinal. Ordinal means order. Suppose feedback of any session, excellent, very good, good, poor, average, like that. That is ordinal. And then nominal means
Nominal means the man, dependent,
Man,
it says
woman.
man, woman.
Sir, in which
Like
order
yes.
does not matter.
For
We
example,
will
in
exchange the
gender
orders.
or hair of color, black, brown, like that. Okay. Or the nationality, Asian, American, like that. So nominal, ordinal. And in quantitative,
It can be a countable
discrete
and
and continuous.
decision making.
yes, discrete, or you can say attribute. So
discrete
this
and
name for
continuous.
another name for discrete is attribute. So discrete or attribute, we can count the data, we can take a decision. For example, number of students in a class, number of apples, number of oranges. We cannot say 70.8 apple and 29.8 oranges, like that. So it can be counted. We can give a decision, good, bad, pass, fail, head, tail, like that. And a continuous data, we can measure it on continuous scale, and we can express this data in fractions, but we cannot express the attribute or district data in fractions. So continuous data is height of the student, weight of the student, temperature of the city, like that. So 21.3 degrees Celsius, 80.1 kgs, like that, correct? So types of data was clear. After that,
Basic statistical
Basic
concepts.
statistical
Population
concepts.
and sample.
okay, so what is the population?
Total number of things.
Yes, so total
Overall,
number of data points. Yesterday I gave example for the counting is there. For example, election is there. So if I ask each and every person of Bihar who is the voter, and if I collect all the inputs, all from all the voters, then I can say that I reach to the entire population. It is always good because it gives accurate prediction, but it is impractical. It will be too much costly. It will be too much time consuming. And hence, normally we collect samples, right? So sample means some part of the population, and we predict about the population from samples. So normally we refer to the samples and we predict about the population who is going to win. In quality, we check a sampling plan and then we can take a decision whether this lot is okay, hold, like that. Okay. So that is the terminologies we saw, population and sample. After that,
Mean, median, and mode, sir.
very good. Mean, median, and mode. So what is mean?
it's
Mean
Average,
is just an
average,
arithmetic
arithmetic
average.
average.
Yes, mean is the arithmetic average, just arithmetic average. So one is a concept. So we saw that 7 samples and the arithmetic average. So practical application of mean is we can say the average height of the Indian people, average life of the Indian people, average weight of the students in 10 class. So we can take an average. So that is a practical application where we can use a mean. So what is median?
We short the data points of ascending or descending, then center value in median.
Ready.
If it
If
is
it is
the
a
not
odd
the
number,
center
then
value,
center
sir.
is the
If it is
median.
an
If it is a
even
even numbers, then the
average
center
of
2.
center.
Yes, that is the median. The practical application is, for example, as I can say, the 2 BHK flat in Pune. No, I cannot say 2 BHK flat in Pune in this region is this, out this region, go through these, Swargate, these, Pune stationaries. So I can say that, oh, I cannot take an average, and I cannot say that two average 2 BHK flat in Pune price. No. So here mean cannot be a good estimate. So we can say that median. So data wise. And then third is
Mode.
Mode.
Most occurring
Most
frequent
occurring
value.
numbers.
most occurring frequent
Most
value.
occurring
So
frequent
here
value.
would be the example of Flipkart. Otherwise, I gave an example of industrial safety shoes. So normally you can take a sample of 300 people and then you can decide. So 50% people are using 7 and 8 numbers, or 60%. And out of that 40% using 8 number, 20% using 7 numbers, and remaining 40 is from 9, 10, 6 or 5 like that. So that is mode. So mode is the example. After that, what we saw?
Problem, sir.
Yes. So what is problem? Okay.
It's
So we
under
will
the
come to
results
that
of
point
job.
once again. We will come to the point once again. So now we will proceed. So my screen is visible, correct?
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yesterday I
sir.
forgot to give my introduction. So this is my background. So I am also a mechanical engineer. So I am a certified lean leader, lean practitioner, advanced lean practitioner, lean bronze, lean silver. I also did Lean Six Sigma black belt, as well as I am certified TPM facilitator from the CII or JIPM. I am certified Kaizen event facilitator as well as the smart manufacturing professional. And I am a certified core tool specialist. It is ongoing course. And I did the train the trainer from the Dale Carnegie. And this is about me. I am having 23 years of experience in Lean, Kaizen, Six Sigma, TPM, like that. And my passion is to develop the subject matter expert in Lean concepts particularly. So 5 years value stream mapping, TPM, Lean layout, efficiency improvement. These are the core areas where I work. And I am also specialized, not specialized. I'm practitioner in conducting Kaizen events. So till date, actually, I delivered 50 plus Lean projects, 50 plus Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt and Green Belt projects, and 200 Kaizen events conducted, as well as the 400 plus Lean Six Sigma trainings conducted. And I have trained 8,000 plus people and uncovering or achieved 50,000 plus man hours. And I am also the lead auditor for the ISO 45,001. Okay. And also ISO 14,001, I am the internal auditor, as well as the for the ISO 9001 as well. Okay, so this was about me. Yesterday I forgot to tell about myself. And currently I am working as a trainer in the Lean Six Sigma. Okay. So then we will go to the history as we saw, types of data, basis statistics. Okay. So here once again we start. So can anyone tell me what is problem?
Problem is the undesired
Undesirable
result
effect of
for
the
Problem
result.
for
is
job.
undesired result.
So problem is
Undesirable effect of
undesired result of a job. It is the opposite of what is expected or desired. And problem results into customer dissatisfaction. Yesterday we discussed. Also we discussed that. So problem is the difference between target versus actual performance. Clear the definition of problem?
Undesired
Yes, sir.
result.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me the examples of problem in your home as well as in your industry. What are the problems you are facing in industry?
The
In
temperature of
Any customer complaints?
Okay, customer complaint. Anyone facing machine breakdown?
Yes,
Yes,
malfunctioning
sir.
of an equipments.
Malfunctioning of the machine
If
breakdown, part
if production
damage. Okay,
efficiency if production efficiency is
efficiency
not
problem.
improving,
We are not achieving the required productivity.
fill
So
the term, sir, fill the term.
Decision making selection.
But can you
losses
consider
of
fill the term as
product.
a problem?
okay. So there are lots of problem. Okay,
Yes,
in
sir.
our company. What are the problems we are facing at home? I am not asking about the financial problem. So for example, my
Electrical issue.
gas lighter is not working, so fan is not rotating. So there are multiple problems at home as well as the problems in industry, right? So my question to all of you is, can we avoid the problems? Or I will ask you, in a day, in industry, particular industry, so we are not facing a single problem. Is that possible? Not facing a single problem
No.
throughout the day in my entire company.
No, sir.
No.
No,
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 sir.
no.
Okay.
No.
Not possible.
So what we can say that it is not a problem that we have a problem. We will have a problem, definitely. But it is a problem if we don't deal with the problem. So hence we need to resolve or we need to solve the problem. So in a day, we will come across multiple problems. We can prioritize that problem and we need to solve that problem. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this was the famous quote of Taiichi Uno. He was the creator of the Toyota production system. Having no problem is the biggest problem at all. What does it mean? So most of the times he is saying that you are not able to observe the problem and hence problems are coming. For example, that flight crashed. We don't know what happened, but something is happened. So which was not noticed, and hence actually flight take off, and then that incident was happened. So most of the times we are not able to identify the problems, and we say that we don't have the problems. So hence he is saying having no problem is the biggest problem at all. In industry, there are safety incidents are there. So why that machine? Because I worked in multiple industries, I observed that. So hand stuck in machine and hence we need to cut the hand. So these were also problems in some of the companies. So there was some malfunctioning happened that machine, but we were not able to identify that problem and hence that person actually, uh, there was a big incident. What does it mean? So there were problems, but we were not recognizing the problems. We were not recognizing the unsafe conditions, unsafe actions, and hence accidents are happening. So for accident, there are mainly two reasons: unsafe action, unsafe conditions. But most of the times we are not able to recognize, and hence again that problem is occurring. And hence Mr. Uno is saying having no problem is the biggest problem at all. Means he was saying that you need to identify the unsafe conditions or there are some wastes like that proactively so that it will not create a problem. Clear? So that is the importance of finding out the eye. So developing your eye to identify a problem. Clear? So my next question is, and before that, I wrote one sentence. We should create an army of problem solvers. So our job is to solve the problems. We need to develop people who will become the problem solvers in our organization, because in a day-to-day life there will be lots of problems coming and hence we need to develop more and more people to solve the problem. And we can use a QC story approach. There is a 7-step QC story approach to solve any problem. There is a Six Sigma approach. Okay, and we are also going to learn some of the tools, 7 QC tools to solve the problems. Our aim should be to create an army of problem solvers because it is the need of today. There will lots of problems will be coming, and our people, our bottom line people, our supervisors, our maintenance guys, our quality engineers, they should able to solve the problems. They should able to solve the customer complaints, for example, and hence our aim should be to create an army of problem solvers. Correct? Got
Yes,
it?
sir.
Now, my question to all of you is, normally we solve the problems, but here I am going to discuss some of the mistakes we make while solving a problem. So what mistakes normally we make while solving problem?
Improper data.
Improper planning to solve the problem.
Not
Proper
defining the
planning to
problem
resolve the
correctly.
problem.
Without having proper decision, then
Before
we'll jump to the problem.
Without having
before
the basic
finding root cause
Yes,
of
understanding.
that I got
problem,
that one point. Normally we are jumping to the solution. That is one of the problem.
Sir, we have to
That
find
is
out
the
the root
common
cause
mis.
of the problem.
Yes, yes.
The
No,
shortcut
no, no. I
method
will
to solve
tell
the
in one
problem.
sentence. I will tell in one sentence. Most of the time, instead of finding out the causes, we directly jump to the solution. Correct? So
Yes, sir.
this is one of the common mistake
User
in problem
shortcut
solving.
method.
Yes. So first, it is clear. We jump to the solution instead of identifying the causes. We jump to the solution, and again problem repeats. Means we are not identifying the root cause. If root cause is identified and if actions are taken, then problem will not repeat. Proper countermeasure is there. But one of the common mistake is we directly jump to the solution without finding the root causes. Okay. Any another mistake?
Not understanding the impact of the problem.
What is
If you
that?
don't understand the impact of problem, then causes.
No
In
RC,
some cases,
RACA.
we blame the people.
Yes, that is very, very important. Blaming the people. So there is one famous quote from Taichi Uno. He is the gentleman. So his famous quote was, we should be, he was saying that, be soft on people, but hard on process. So don't blame the people. Be soft on people, but hard on process. Normally it is reverse. We are soft on process and hard to the people. So another common mistake in problem solving is blaming the people. This is the blame. Maintenance is the culprit, production is the culprit, quality is the culprit, X person is the culprit, Y is the culprit. So normally we blame instead of solving a problem as a company, because we are working in a company, and if that problem is there, because of that problem our company, our organization is suffering, and hence we should be united to solve the problems. Instead of blaming, we should be united. But one of the common mistake is we blame the people and we don't take the ownership. Normally, we are always blaming. So that is the very dangerous mistake. So there are two mistakes we discussed. One is directly jumping to the solution. Second is blaming the people. Third mistake, can anyone tell me what is the third mistake?
Just seeing the symptoms without analyzing the root cause.
Okay. Without analyzing, okay, the direct seeing the symptoms, not identifying the root cause. Okay, we covered in point number one. Yes, anyone can add
In most of
another
the
common
in,
mistake.
Not
in
solving
most
the
of the
problems and doing something.
in most of the cases, we will not take preventive actions. Means we just correct the problem, but it will not be a long term. So it will
Okay,
again repeat and repeat again.
okay.
Blaming the
Once again, I will
humans
tell
and
you if the
Sir,
problems are
there is
repeating.
no teamwork to solve a problem.
Yes, yes, that is very, very important point. Third point, I can say that common mistake is
No
not
effective study.
involving the people who is having the technical knowledge, or particularly I say, for example, you should involve operator as well, because he is very close to the machine. He is always on Gemba. If time permits, we will discuss the 3G concept as well. He is already on Gemba, so we should involve the operators because he knows each and everything of that machine, each and everything of that process. So one of the common mistake is we are not involving the operators who are very close to the process. Second mistake is we are not involving the persons having technical knowledge, technical ability. We are most of the times preparing analysis in a AC room on laptop, so not capturing the reality, right? So that is one of the common mistake, not involving the experts, particularly the persons having technical knowledge or the ground level people, particularly the operators who is very close to the machine. So that is one of the common mistake, because as I tell, Gemba never lies. Gemba means shop floor. Shop floor never lies. Okay, so that is the third mistake. We are not involving the persons having technical knowledge, and we are forming a team. And in that team, we are not involving the persons having technical knowledge, or we are not involving the operators. That is one of the common mistake. Okay, very good. Any other mistake?
The selection
Now
selection
let's
of proper
refer to the
material
next
and
slide.
environments.
Now I will go to the next slide and where I discuss the mistakes. So let's go to the next slide. Okay.
Labor
So as I
handling.
told, jumping to the solution, we covered this. What we not covered, we will discuss. So first is that jumping to the solution, problem solution. This is not a correct approach. Problem, identify cause, and then implement the solution. That is correct approach. So this is one of the mistake, jumping to the solution. We discussed this, blaming the person, team not
So
having
this
the
is also
technical
called a
knowledge.
RCA, root cause
Okay.
analysis.
Yes. And number one is also important. Most of the times we are not describing problem correctly. So we will, after this slide, we will discuss how to describe a problem. We will definitely going to discuss this, how to describe a problem correctly, because most of the times we are not describe the problems correctly. So this is one of the common mistakes. So 4 common mistakes is problem not described correctly, jumping to the solution, blaming to the person, and team not having the technical knowledge. Okay. Fifth is observations are not supported by data or facts. Decisions are taken by opinions. So what is the difference between fact and opinion?
It is actual data of
This
the.
is the actual data, sir.
Actual data. Okay. What is fact?
Sir,
Facts
opinion means what they think they said it, sir.
Opinion,
Sir,
There is
opinion
no
will vary by
One person, please. What is
Facts
fact?
is that
Can anyone define
fact,
what is fact?
fact is that data that cannot be changed. Opinion is a recommendation or a self-assessment.
Opinion
Okay.
is based
Most of
on,
the times,
yeah, opinion is,
opinions are assumptions. Opinions are assumption, and
yeah.
normally we sitting in a conference. So I can say that this may be the problem. This is my opinion. This is my assumption. I'm not saying that I am not actually giving respect to the knowledge of that person, but sometimes it will work, but most of the times it will not work because we don't know the situation on shop floor. So it is said that you should not take decision by opinions. Decisions should be taken on facts. So it is called as fact-based data. Sorry, fact-based decisions. So our decisions should be based on facts. Facts means reality. Facts means reality on shop floor. For example, you are saying that in this process, I have deployed this skill level of operator and hence this will not happen. But when I check Gemba, I observe that no, that skill level person is not working on that machine. I am assuming that he is working on that machine of that skill level. That person was absent and another person was deployed, which is not having that skill. So that is fact. So your opinion is like that, but that is the difference between opinion and fact. Another example is, for example, I say that I installed Pokaiko on that machine, it will not happen. But when I check the reality on the game bar, I came to know that that Pokaiko is not working. There is some problem to the sensor and hence that sensor is not working. But while sitting in a conference room, I am saying that there is a Pokaiko. It was working till yesterday, but from today it is not working. We don't know. So we should go to the game bar, that is shop floor, and we should check the reality. Facts means in Hindi, those who understand Hindi, aankhon dekha hal. We should go to the shop floor. We need to validate what is happening there, and we should not take decision based on opinions. Decisions should be taken on the facts. Clear? And one of the reason is management impatience. Most of the times, management is always in hurry, and hence our RC is not proper because there is a hurry from the management. Okay. But now I will ask you, some of the participants were participants for the Kaizen training as well. So where I will discuss, but please tell me, I will quote some of the sentences here. So please tell me whether it is an opinion or fact. Okay. Then I can say whether you understood it correctly or not. Once again, I am saying fact means what is the reality there. Okay. Assumption, and opinion means assumption. Most of the time it is assumption. Okay. So I will say that this room is too hot.
As
sir,
opinion.
It is a
fact, sir.
opinion or fact?
Your
Opinion.
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 Sir, it's opinion.
This room is too cold.
Opinion, sir.
Opinions.
Sir. Opinion.
Okay. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra.
Sir, fact.
Fact, sir.
Fact.
Fact.
Okay. Indore is away from Pune.
Sorry, sir.
Opinion.
Indore is away from Pune.
बिल्कुल sir, fact है
Opinion.
sir.
Fact,
Opinion.
sir. Fact.
Fact.
It's an opinion.
I'm again saying Indore is away from Pune.
Yes sir, it is
Sir, it's
really
an
away from
opinion.
Pune.
Opinion.
Hmm?
Fact.
It's an opinion, sir.
Fact, sir. It's a fact.
Why opinion and why fact?
Sir,
Sir,
Indore is actually far from Pune, no, sir. It's a fact.
It's Indore is in Madhya Pradesh and
Sir,
Yes,
Mumbai
sir.
is
Pune is in
It's a fact.
Maharashtra.
It is away from the Maharashtra. I mean, away
Okay, I
from
will
It is
tell
a
my
fact.
sister.
It is a
I will just
opinion.
listen. My sister is staying 2 kilometers from my home, and my mother, who is near about 88 years old, she thinks that my sister is away from my home. She is not 2 kilometers as well, less than 2 kilometers, but
Opinion.
she thinks she is very
It's
away from my
fact.
home.
Fact.
Fact,
Opinion.
sir.
Again,
Opinion.
I
No,
am
opinion.
saying you,
Opinion.
I am saying you, it is opinion because you are assuming. So what is fact? If I say Indore is 972 kilometers from Pune and it will take 18 hours to reach if we catch this train, this number. So that is fact. I'm not telling it is away, close. I'm just saying that Indore is 972 kilometers from Pune by road, or Indore is 1,000 kilometers away from the Pune by a railway route, like that. So the temperature of this room is 25.6 degrees Celsius. Opinion or fact?
Opinion.
fact.
Fact.
Fact. I'm just saying, for example, that is fact because I'm speaking with data. I'm speaking with data. That I'm not saying it is too hot. I'm not saying it is too cold. I'm just saying the temperature is 25.6 degrees Celsius. For African people, it seems it is too cold. For European people, it may be too hot. Don't know. So I'm not saying too cold or too hot. I'm saying room temperature is 25.6 degrees Celsius. Correct? So have you understood the difference between opinion and fact?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Opinion is assumptions. So no, that is fact. And fact is always captured from Gemba. Always remember, fact is always captured from Gemba, from shop floor. Particularly you have a manufacturing industry, go to the Gemba, check with your eyes, and then validate. Yes, it is a fact, not opinion. So that is the one of the mistake. Most of the times we are saying that taking the decisions based on the assumption, but fact is आंखों देखा हाल, or fact is the
Reality.
validated the facts from the Gemba. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can we proceed now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So we saw what are the common mistake in problem solving. Correct?
Yes, sir.
We already did this, facts versus opinion. One of the common mistake we discussed that we are not describing a problem correctly. So before telling you how to describe a problem correctly, I would like to show you some of the quotes. So these were the two quotes. One is from Charles Kettering, and he was the, I think, in R&D of General Motors, R&D head of General Motors, and he was saying that problem well stated is problem half solved. Same quote from the I think Steve Jobs. He is also saying that if you tell me the problem correctly, it is half solved. So problem well stated is problem half solved. And the problem is we are not able to describe a problem correctly. Now we will learn how to describe a problem correctly, right? And the second quote is from John Snow. He is from American, I think, investor. You don't fix the problem until you define it. So you need to define the problem and then only you should try to solve the problem. Now, in upcoming slides, we will discuss how to describe a problem. Correct? So can anyone tell me how to describe a problem correctly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. How to describe a problem correctly?
So first of all,
Problem should be described with the facts.
Okay, but
identifying
there is
the
one.
root cause of that,
Check
we
the
can.
root cause.
No. Root cause is not. We are discussing about defining a problem. Root cause is later on. I need to define a problem correctly. How to do
Sir,
that?
identifying the process deviation starting.
We have
Okay,
to
there is
understand the
one tool. Have you
how
heard
to
that
get
one tool?
from SOP.
Sorry, sir.
There is one tool. So some people are saying that 5W1H,
5W.
5W2H,
Yes, 5W.
4W1H. Okay. So 5W, or most of the times I say 4W. Why I am not saying 5W, I will tell you. But one of the tool to describe a problem is 4W1H, or you can say 5W1H. But I am saying 4W1H. Why I will tell you. So we will learn about that tool. And if we use this tool, then you can describe a problem correctly, because 7QC tools, we say that it is a problem solving tools, but we need to define a problem precisely correctly. And we will learn this before proceeding to the 7QC tools. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we will see this how to describe a problem by using 4W1H. Okay. So 4W, can anyone tell me what are the 4Ws?
what, when, why, where,
What?
where, when, who.
When?
Okay, so I will once again tell. There 4W is what, where,
Where?
when,
When?
and who.
Where?
Who?
When and who. I again tell 4W. Please listen carefully. First is what, second is where, third is when, fourth is who. And one more W you can use, that is called as why. But most of the time people are doing mistake. Why they are describing a problem, they are discussing the root cause, why it problem is happened. No, why it is not root cause. Here why means why you should treat it as a problem. That is why. So here not expected that why that problem is happened. Here we are not discussing root cause, because we are defining a problem. So in defining a problem, why means why we should treat it as a problem, because it is affecting our business. For example, it is creating a line stoppage at the customer end, like that. And hence you can use 5W1H or 4W1H. So
Sir,
4W1H is
again,
also
sir,
good because
sir, can you please repeat again?
yes, I will tell you that we need one more method to describe a problem is 4W1H. Okay. First W is what, second is where, third is when, and fourth is who. One of the fifth W is called as why. So that is called as 5W1H. But here some people make a mistake. So in WY, they are saying why this problem has occurred. And they try to put the analysis in that. And that is not correct, because here why means why we should treat it as a problem. Here not expected that analysis, because we are just defining the problem.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Got
It
it, sir.
means
Because when I check 5W1H now, in why people are putting the analysis part, but it is still we are defining the problem. Analysis is later on. So here why means why we should treat it as a problem. So hence so the 4W1H is also okay. So just understand this concept, and then we will have a small exercise. So what is the problem? So in what you need to ask two questions. What is the problem is, it is the in layman language. What is the problem? For example, I will take one example, that suppose if I am using a Bisleri bottle, and what I observe, that I observe the crack. So there is a Bisleri bottle and I observe the crack. So what is the problem? So I observed a crack on Bisleri bottle. For example, for me, I'm just putting a statement. So before describing any problem by 4W1H, in my initial statement was, please listen carefully. My initial statement was bottle is cracked. and water is leaking. So once again, I repeat. I say that bottle is cracked and water is leaking. This is my initial problem statement. I'm again saying bottle is cracked and water is leaking. So I purchased a Bisleri bottle. I found it is a crack and it is leaking. So that mineral water bottle I purchased and I observed the crack and I say that mineral water bottle is cracked and water is leaking, for example. This is the generic problem statement. But we need to define that problem statement correctly. And how we will do it? We will use this 4W. So first W is what? What is the problem? So for example, I can say what I am saying.
Cracking of a
Bottle is
bottle.
cracked. Bottle is cracked right now. Only that said what is the problem? Bottle is cracked. Second question I need to ask, what has the problem? Means part name. So I am producing number of, suppose half liter bottle, 1 liter bottle, 2 liter bottle. But in which type of bottle you observe the crack? So there are 3 or 4 lines, 1 liter bottle, 500 ml water, 2 liter water. Oh, okay, okay. And on which machine or which part? So I can say that yes, I observed a crack in mineral water of 1 liter. So 1 liter, there is a 1 liter water line and that specific machine or specific location is there. I observed a crack. So I observed a crack on the water bottle, mineral water, and I observed that problem with 1 liter water bottle. So I don't have the problem with 500 ml or 2 liter bottle. So that is correct. So for that 1 liter water bottle, I observed the crack. In what I described? I described what is the problem in layman language, crack, and I added what has the problem means part name, machine name, line name, cell name. So I thought that yes, 1 liter bottle line is there. So that on that line I observe the problem. So what is clear? Now
Yes, sir.
second question is where. In where means where is the problem? So entire bottle is there. So you are not telling the location. You are only saying that bottle is cracked and water is leaking. But where is the crack? Whether it is the bottom, whether it is on the surface, or it is near to the that lid of the water bottle. So you are not mentioning the location. Oh, now I understood it. Yes, I have missed it. So I need to mention the location. So now I am saying that I am observing a crack near to the lid. And that near to the lid means I will draw a diagram of that cap and I will show that exact location. For example, my Bisleri bottle name is Kiran. So Kiran is written on that lid and near to the K, I am observing the crack. So now I will describe, I am observing the crack here near to the letter K. Whichever the company of the bottle name, you can name any company and that name is mentioned on the cap. And I observe the crack near to the letter K. Very good. Earlier I was only saying bottle is cracked and water is leaking. Now I am saying that which part, what is defect, where is the location? Location is near to the cap and near to the letter K. Very accurate information. The location I'm showing, location on that bottle. Very good. In where, I will ask another question. Where is it generated? Suppose I am a molding company and I'm in molding expert. So I came to know that in a molding company, injection molding. So this defect is generated at a molding stage. After that, there are lots of processes, but this is generated at the molding stage. So that is called as point of occurrence where that defect is generated. So I can say that this defect is generated in molding set, injection molding. And third question I need to ask, where you detected this the problem? You identified the problem is generated at the injection molding, but where you detected this problem? I detected this problem at pre-dispatch inspection, PDS stage. What does it mean? It means I skip that defect and injection molding stage where my line inspector that he skipped this defect and this defect came to the pre-dispatch inspection of the firewall. So in where I answered the three questions. Where is the location? Location is near to the K letter of that cap. Okay, that location is mentioned. Where this defect is generated normally. So I can tell that this defect is generated at the molding stage and where it is detected, I am detecting this defect at the PDI stage, pre-dispatch inspection stage. Okay, now I'm clear. So location is clear, tentatively where that defect is. Why it is generated, I am not asking. Where it is generated, where it is detected, on which line, on which part, on which machine, that is clear. So in what and where I got this information. What is the problem? What the part name, machine name, cell name, location on part, where is the point of occurrence, where is the point of detection. Very good. So 2W gives me that clarity. Okay. Now the third W.
Sir,
Third
I
W
have a doubt
is
in the
when.
where.
What
Sir,
does it mean? Third W is when. Since when you are observing this problem? Okay. We are making the mineral waters since last 25 years. And suddenly this crack has increased. Earlier it was only 0.5% or like that, but now it is 10%. But why there is a sudden increase? Since when you are observing this big problem? For example, from January 2025, we are observing that this problem has increased or occurred. For example, when I'm working in a company, so there was a complaint that rotis are not good. And people were complaining, particularly the operators, because they are working on the machine and they normally demanding that roti quality should be okay. And that is their justice. Okay, that is the right. And we should give to justice to them. So then we observe that they are saying that, sir, since last 4 months, there is a problems. Earlier rotis were good, but now since last 4 months, rotis are not good. Okay. So we got the clue. Since last 4 months, rotis are not good. So now we will check what has happened in these 4 months. Whether we change the raw material, where we change the method, means earlier the ladies were making the rotis. Now we are making the rotis on machine. Don't know what has changed. So that is the clue. Since when this problem has occurred. So that gives us clue to check our history, past data, 4 months back, what has happened. Whether we change the vendor, suppose we are just actually ordering the rotis from one of the supplier, and have we changed the vendor, have we changed the raw material, have we installed the machine, like that. And fourth question is, because of this problem, who is getting affected? So whether your customer is affected or your next process is affected. Most of the times next process will also affect, because that bottle is cracked and 10 to 20% rejection is there, means I am not going to supply to my next station, for example machining, because that 20% rejection is there. There will be a no load condition on my machining stage. So who is affected by this problem? My next process is also affected, and my end customer is also affected, because he is getting the water bottle with a crack and he is disappointed, he is not satisfied. So I need to identify this problem has occurred, and because of this problem, who is affected? If that defect is not went outside the boundary of our company, outside the wall of our company, then we can say that next process is affected or my business is affected. Here my customer is not affected, but that part is went to the customer. For example, in Takata case, who is affected? OEMs are affected, Toyota affected, Ford affected. So because of that problem, who is affected? If we can identify this defect inside our company, then it's at least good that it defect is not passed to the customer. So that is called as who is affected by the problem. So list down whether customer is affecting, whether next process is affecting, whether your business is affecting, because 20% rejection and hence our voice of business, that is the problem. The efficiency is not, productivity is not achieving, rejection is increased, COPQ has increased. So our company is affected. Okay. And then who is detected this problem? Crack is observed, but who is detected this problem? PD inspector detected, or your customer detected, or your line operator detected, or your inline inspector detected. Clear? What, where, when, who? Clear or not?
No,
Clear,
sir,
sir.
no, sir. Regarding the where, I have a question or a kind of doubt. We were discussing about occurrence in the where. Can we go back to the previous slide?
Okay, I will go.
Yeah,
Yes.
here the second point in the where we are discussing about the occurrence. Until and unless
Yes.
being the root cause, we cannot say that this is
Yes.
the
Then you can skip. Then you can skip it. No worries. Most
that's
of
what.
the times, for example, I will tell you example. I went to USA, there was some defect, and I went there to correct the defect because that part went to the US. And that part was, there was a flash. We were producing the castings and there was a thick flash, and because of that thick flash, there was a oil passage and oil was not able to flow because of there was a thick flash, metal flash. And I can easily identify that this is the defect of die casting. I was working in the die casting, but it was not captured. So if you are confident whether the defect is generated, you can put, otherwise you cannot put. That is also okay. But at least you can put the location, correct? The location on part where that crack is observed. That is also sufficient.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
clear, sir. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
I have told you what means, what is the problem, which has the part name, machine name, in where at least location you can mention if it is not sure whether it is generated, at least where it is detected. For example, my part is detected at the customer end. It was not detected in our company, directly detected by the customer. So I put that this defect is detected by our customer or end user. Okay. In when, since when you are suffering this problem, correct? And now we will come to the last H, that is called as how big. Now you need to describe an impact, magnitude of the problem. Always remember, unless and until you describe an impact or magnitude of the problem, people will not become serious. For example, I need to either mention, for example, here a defect case, crack percentage. So you can mention the rejection percentage, whether it is 0.1%, 5%, 10%, 20%, 50%. So you can mention that, oh, rejection is 20%. Oh, earlier rejection was 0.5 to 1%, but suddenly it increased from 1% to 20%. Okay, rejection was 20%. Bapre, that was the problem. Or you can mention ppm, parts per million. And then you should mention, that is underline, cost impact on business. Suppose I am rejecting 20% of the bottle, and because of this 20% of rejection, the money lost, the impact on my business. For example, I am not able to fulfill the delivery of the customer, and hence customer, there is a fine from the customer. Suppose it is $1,000, okay? And because of the 20% rejection, there was a no load condition on machining stage, and hence there was a $500 impact. So people were idle, machine were not able to produce, even though there was order, okay? And that 20% we are not able to rework. We need to scrap that, okay? Then we need to add that cost as well, and hence we need to put here cost impact on business. And then only people will be serious. You should always speak in that language. And always remember, the CEO of any company always understand the language of money. You should always put the loss or impact in money. You can put in rejection percentage, ppm percentage as well, but you should also mention whether it is 1,000, 5,000, $1,000, or 5 lakhs rupees, 10 lakhs rupees. What is the cost impact on the business? That is very, very, very important. Got it? And if I captured all this data, then I can say that I have described a problem precisely or correctly. Earlier, I was only telling that my water bottle is cracked and water is leaking. So that was my initial problem statement. Whether I am not mentioning the location, I was not mentioning since when this defect has occurred. I'm not mentioning the rejection percentage. I'm not mentioning who is affected. I'm not mentioning what is the impact on my business. So 4W1 is clear? Friends?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello. So what is first W? Please be on mute, yeah.
What?
What? Other people's, please be on
What?
mute. In what we need to discuss what is the problem, what has the problem means part name, machine name, line name. In where you need to discuss the location on the part, where it is generated. And if it is not clear, then it's okay. You can just put that location on the part where that is detected. And in when, since when you are observing this problem, and in W, fourth, who is affected by the problem, customer, process, my business, and who is detected this problem. That is also important. Whether operator has detected, in process inspector has detected, or PDA inspector has detected.
Sir, is it
And
the same like in who what do you call where the problem is identified, Annie?
No, who means the person. Person means you need not to write a name.
No, no,
Whether
where it is detected, in where we saw the same thing, where it is detected, does it mean the same? Any operator in process inspector? Oh, this is a person. Okay, okay.
yes,
Where it
person.
is detected is a production line like that.
Who is
It's
means, for example, in die casting, there are lots of people are working, operator working, supervisor working. So who is detected? Operator detected, supervisor detected, engineer detected, your management detected. Who is
Yes.
detected that problem? Unsafe condition is there. And I saw that there is a oil leakage and there is unsafe condition on die casting shop floor. But who is detected? Problem is in die casting, but who is detected? Whether your
Got it.
supervisor, department head, management, that is called as who? Clear?
Yes.
Got it, sir. Got it. Got it.
yeah, got it.
Now,
Thank you.
it's an exercise time. I don't know. It is a not a classroom session, but normally we have a exercise. So we need to mention here. So now you can do it or your own, or we will discuss an example of that crack again, and you can put the data here. I will not write anything. Just tell me what is I should write here. I will again give example. The same example. Now write it in your own words. That mineral water bottle is cracked. Okay, and water is leaking. It was my previous statement. So in why should I what should I write?
Crack is a problem, sir. What is the problem?
What is the problem? So we observe the crack on water bottle. In simple layman language, I can write we observed the crack on water bottle. Correct?
Yes, sir.
In what is the next question?
What has the problem?
What has the problem? Which bottle? For example, 1 liter bottle, there is a 500 ml line, or suppose there are multiple bottles, steel bottle I am manufacturing, plastic bottle I am manufacturing. So it is a 1 liter steel bottle problem, 1 liter plastic bottle problem. Give the specific information on which line, on which machine. So for example, plastic bottle, I am also producing steel bottle, I am also producing plastic bottles. So I can write that I observed crack on 1 liter line of plastic bottle, right? So in what I write here, for example, I will write in short crack, particularly short, you can write the crack. Then I am writing the 1 liter plastic bottle line, I observed the problem, correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
These are the sufficient 1 liter plastic bottle line. Okay, there are steel bottle also. I am now where is the location? So normally you need to draw a sketch.
Location of the product.
Okay,
Near
so
to
what is the where?
the near
Where
to
that
the
problem was happened? Oh, sorry, where was the location?
near to the
At
cap.
Get the
particular
brand name
location.
top lead.
Near
to the brand name.
to the lead. And suppose this is a Kiran, my name, and near to the bottom of K, top or bottom, bottom of letter K. Very specific. So K also I am writing at the bottom of letter K. I am not writing at the top of the K. So now it is clear. Lead, okay, and Kiran name and Kiran below that, near about that, you can mention it on drawing or you can
But
highlight it
sir,
by
it
marker.
it
Okay.
put in the
So here,
second box now.
okay, then hello, please be on mute here. In where, what was the second question?
Where it is generated.
Okay. Suppose if it is generated in
Point of
injection molding,
accuracy.
you can write, huh?
We can say mission name in that second box.
No, mission, I don't know.
Where
For
it is
injection molding, I
generated,
don't know,
sir.
there are lot.
Where it
So
is
when you
Capping,
check the
bottle
lot,
capping side. Okay.
okay. So I am just writing. You can write it. So here I am writing injection molding stage. I don't know. On suppose I whether this is produced, there are 20 machines. I need to check on which machine it is produced. Suppose I know the injection molding stage. This defect normally comes from because I am working in that company from 10 years. I will check on which machine, but normally it is an injection molding defect. Where it is generated and where it is detected. Suppose I detected this problem at pre-dispatch inspection. So I will add that I detected this at pre-dispatch inspection stage. Okay. Now bottle is cracked, 1 liter plastic bottle line. near to the lead, near to the bottom of the letter K, injection molding stage, pre-dispatch inspection stage. Okay. Now since when? Suppose my PDI inspector is saying that since
6 months.
January or June,
Okay.
since June 2025. Okay, it is sufficient. Since when you are observing the problem? Since June 2025.
So
Okay.
here we should mention the date only, or else we can mention the quantity as well from the
No,
past.
here when means date. First June, you need to mention date.
Time only.
When means time. Kab se problem? From when? Or you can check your logbook. You can put that information by checking the logbooks. You can refer the lots of records and then you can put. Okay. Now who? Who is affected by the problem? Water bottle is correct.
Dispatch, either dispatch, either
Packing
customer.
person.
Okay. Suppose who is affected, I will also say dispatch.
Customer.
Or I can also say that suppose machining, because I am from injection molding, it goes to machining stage. I am just for example writing machining stage. And if your customer is, then you can put customer as well. If it is customer complaint, if it is not customer complaint, then you need not to mention the customer. Who is affected means real. Again, do not assume that customer. If it is a customer complaint, customer has given you a complaint, then you can mention the customer. Okay. Who is actually affected by the problem and who is detected this problem? I can say that my
Next.
for example, my PDI inspector identified this problem. So I'm clear. Since 1st June, this problem is coming and my dispatch is affecting, my machining stage is affected, customer is affected. This problem is detected by the PDI inspector. Crack is there, 1 liter plastic bottle line near to the lead, near to the bottom of letter K, injection molding stage, pre-dispatch inspection stage. Now, how big is the problem? Suppose I mentioned that 20% rejection, Bapri. Okay, 20% rejection. You can also mention whether it is reworkable or not. Suppose it is not reworkable. If it is a reworkable, then there is a loss will be there, but it will be lesser. But it is not reworkable, then you can say loss is booked because directly reject. So 20% rejection not reworkable. So you need to scrap that bottle, 20% bottle box. Now what is the impact in money? Suppose I calculated that. You can calculate. I am just putting 2 lakh rupees per month. Normally we describe in annum. So 24 lakh rupees per annum or per year. That will be a loss to my business. Okay, now I described the problem correctly. I mentioned what, I mentioned where, I mentioned when, I mentioned who, I mentioned how big. Clear? Clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We are clear. Sir.
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Can I proceed?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we are going to learn the first 7 QC tool. So as I told, some people are saying that, what are the 7 tools? Can anyone tell me?
Flow chart,
Just
histogram,
type in chat box,
Circle
please.
diagram,
Please type in chat box.
classification.
Please type in chat box.
Certification, 1000 diagram, checklist, periodic chart, Instagram.
I am also putting a.
Yes.
Okay, so you can refer. So check sheet, Pareto, cause and effect diagram. Yes, check sheet, Pareto, control chart, stratification, scatter diagram, histogram. Huh. Some people are saying stratification, some people are saying flow chart, run chart. So some of the people are saying stratification, some are mentioning the flow chart. So I decided I will explain you both. I will also explain you stratification as well as the flow chart. So we will learn 8 tools. Because you can check on internet, some people are saying the flowchart in 7 tools, some people are saying stratification. Okay. Okay, so check sheet, flowchart, check sheet, control chart, okay, Shiva chart, histogram, Pareto, scatter diagram, stratification, or flowchart. Correct. Thank you very much. Now, what do you know about flowchart? Can anyone tell me the history of flowchart? So, what are the milestones in the flowchart? I'm not saying history. There are contribution of multiple peoples in that flowchart. So, who introduced this concept first? The name was different at that time, but who contributed in this flowchart? Do you have any idea? And my question to you: what is flowchart? What came to your mind when you are saying flowchart? What does it mean?
You can display an
Step.
EG.
Sir, it is the visual representation of any process or data.
The
Very
process
good.
flow.
Flowchart
How is the
is the
manufacturing is done?
visual flowchart is the visual representation of any process. Very good. So I am describing or I am writing down that the process flowchart. The another name is process flowchart or process flow diagram. So I will draw a process flow diagram and it is a visual representation. Okay, that is correct. Okay. Anyone? What is flow? What is flow? What is chart?
Continuous. Continuous operations.
Okay, flow means how my the sequence of operations I can say, and I need to mention in the form of chart. So that is a sequence of operations I need to mention in the form of chart by using some symbols, and that is called as flowchart. Okay. So there will be some symbols I will use. I will write down the process in detail by using the symbols, and that will represent my process visually, and hence the name is flowchart. Okay. But before explaining this, we will see the history. Okay. So what is the history of flowchart? So in 1920s or 1930s, Frank and Lillian Gilbreth introduced the concept of process flow chart. They named that flow process chart. So they had a very big contribution in time and motion study. So these, I don't know the correct pronunciation, but Gilbreth, they introduced the concept of flow process chart in 1920s and 1930s. They have a major contribution in time and motion study. That is a different topic at all, but they have a significant contribution. So they first time introduced the concept of flow process chart. They were mentioning the flow in the form of process chart. So that was the first step. But Mr. Allen, he was an industrial engineer. He used a flow charts to train the people in businesses. So he were training the people by using the flow charts, and he did some modifications. So he was conducting a training, and normally he was using the concept of flow chart. It is near about 1930s. He was training the people by using flow charts like that. So we will see the very simple example of flow chart. Then you will have a exercise at home or if time permits today. So then there are two gentlemen, Art and Ben. They continue to develop and apply flowchart in various industries. So they also normally they did this flowchart concept in various industries, and they made it popular. Mr. Art and Mr. Ben, they develop and apply the flowchart in various industries. In 1947, ASME, I think it's American Society of Mechanical Engineers. ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So they adopted the standardized flowchart symbols based on that Gilbert's work. And now formally that flowchart is recognized as a tool. So hence it is accepted by the industry, it is accepted by the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, and now we can treat it as a flowchart is a tool. So that is just history of flowchart. We should always know the history. Okay. So this is history. So started from 1920s, 1930s like that. And I think in 1947 and ASME adopted that standardized flowchart symbols. And there will be another symbols added. We will also discuss that ANSI, what is that? But this is the brief history of the flowchart. Okay. Now, here is the explanation of flowchart. So we saw the history of the first tool, flowchart, and now here is the description about the flowchart. So we discussed this first point. Somebody said that it is a visual representation of a process. That is a correct answer. So we are describing our process visually, not only in writing the words, but we are using the symbols and arrows. So it uses symbols and arrows to show the flow of steps. So that is also important, symbols as well as the arrows. Third, it includes start and end. So there are normally start and end should be there in process flow chart. There should be steps involved. Which are the steps involved? We should mention that steps. So once again, I repeat. So we need to mention start and end. We need to mention the steps involved in the process and decision points. So is it clear? So is it a visual representation of a process? Normally it uses symbols and arrows to show the flow of steps. It includes start and end. It includes the steps involved and it includes the decision points. So three sentences are clear. What is flowchart? Visual representation by using symbols and arrows, and flowchart should include start and end, which are the steps involved in making that process, and what are the decision points, whether it is accepted or not, yes or no points like that. Okay. So flowchart is also called as process flow diagram. So here we are discussing the simple flowchart. So process flow diagram, there you can make it complex, don't know. But here we are, as a concept, we are discussing a simple flowchart. Then we can identify the inefficiency in the process by using flowchart. So their process is repeating. There are lots of approvals are needed. So this is visual. You can get the idea. There are lots of loopholes. There are lots of approval points. There are lots of signing authorities are involved. So we can identify the inefficiency in the process by using flowchart, and flowchart always helps us to standardize the process. So this is about flowchart. Got it? So we will discuss the symbols and the examples, but we discuss the history first, and now we discuss the description. So it is a visual representation. I highlighted the bullet words. You can use the symbols and arrows. It should include start and end, steps, decision points. It is also called as process flow diagram, and we can identify inefficiencies that we can make a bold. So we can identify inefficiency in the process by using flowchart, and it helps us to standardize the process, because we should write the as is process. As is means what is happening correctly, sorry, what is happening right now on Gemba. What is your current methodology of doing that process? Suppose you are checking the job at 5 times. So there should be 5 decision points. You need to highlight that. So the 5 times we are checking. So it is a repeating once again. So if I am moving the material from here and there, you can write that the distance as well. I am moving this from this to this by this distance. So you can write that as well. Got it? So history and description is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will discuss about the symbols. Okay. So these are some symbols. There will be some people are also using D for delay, but that is ANSI. ANSI full form is American National Standards Institute. This sets the standards for flowchart in 1960s, and these standards were adopted by the International Organization for Standardization ISO in 1970. So these were the symbols given by the ANSI, American National Standards Institute. So these are the main symbols. There will be a lot other symbols, but normally we use these symbols. Okay. So firstly, we will discuss about this. This is called as flow line. Means next step shows the order of operation. For example, making a tea, what is the first order, second order? So from moving one step to another, we should use this flow line, this symbol of arrow. Clear? That is name is called as flow line and description is it shows the order of operation. This is called as terminal, this symbol. This is called as terminal. It shows beginning or end of the process. We should use this symbol at start and at end. And we should name it as a terminal. So this is the start and end process. Okay. Third symbol is a rectangle. Third symbol is a rectangle. That is the process symbol. So what we are doing in the process, we should write in this box. So this is the symbol for the process. Here we need to show the set of operation. So what we are doing, for example, making a tea, adding a milk, adding sugar, keeping the utensils on gas. So we should mention all the steps here. That is symbol is called as process symbol. Okay. Fourth symbol is called as decision. We can say it is a diamond symbol. Okay. We need to take a decision, yes or no. Should we accept or reject? We received the material from our supplier. There is a decision point. Should I accept it or reject it? That is called as decision. And fifth is called as parallelogram. Parallelogram, it is input and output. If there is a suppose input is coming to the any specific process or there is outputting the data, we use this symbol. Okay. So these are the some of the common symbols used in flowchart. Okay. So are these symbols are clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So once again, I will repeat. ANSI means American National Standards Institute set the standards for flowchart and symbols in 1960 and adopted by ISO in 1970s. These are the symbols, main 5 symbols we are discussing. This is called as flow line. It shows the order of operation. This is the terminal, shows beginning or end of the process. This is called as a process, shows the set of operation that changes the form. This is called as decision point, whether should I accept or reject it, yes or no decision. And fifth is called as parallelogram, input and output, shows the process of inputting or outputting the data. Clear?
Sir, please give some example of input and output.
Input means suppose normally this will be not used too much, but suppose you are getting some of the, for example, planning. In die casting is the process and further input is that planning. Unless and until you receive the inputs from planning, you need not to run that process. So you can say input as a planning input. There should be you receive a production plan and then only you can start. So that is called as inputting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Let's discuss a very simple example. But before that, we will see how to create a flow chart and then we will see a simple example. Okay. So why we need to create a flowchart? Because it gives clarity in understanding the process, that is benefit, and it always helps us to identify the opportunities. That benefits are clear, concept is clear, but how to create a flowchart? You should define the process. So what is your process flow? What is your sequence? We will take a simple example of making tea. What is the process of making tea? You need to just write down. Then you need to list down the define the process. For example, I am defining the process of making tea. Then list down the steps on paper first. Before using symbols, what are the steps you are taking to make a tea? Just write down the steps. Then use appropriate symbols. These symbols you can use process box, decision box, flow line, like that. Start, end. Then by using appropriate symbols, you can draw the flow chart and then we can revise the process, review the process with the team. So currently we observed that while producing this component, we are using this process flow chart and this is our observation on shop floor. This is the fact. This is how the process is running on the shop floor. Now let's review the process. Let's discuss the improvement opportunities. What are the issues you observed? And you can discuss with the team. So that is so simple. Just draw process flow chart as is process and just discuss with team, review with team, revise. Okay. Revise means what currently it is operating like this, how it should be operate. That is, you can say that can be the improvement point. So I need to remove this point. I need to remove the multiple inspection like that. Okay. So we'll see some example. So tea making process. We will start with the simple process. Okay. Very simple process. As a concept, need to understand. Suppose I started this process flowchart with this symbol. Add water in utensil and keep this utensil on gas stove. For example, this is the flow line. Okay, I use this flow line. Okay, add milk. Suppose I am not diabetic, so I am adding milk, sugar, and tea powder in that. So add milk, sugar, and tea powder. You can mention in details. I am just for understanding the concepts. If you want to make 10 cup of tea, how much milk you need to add, how much sugar you need to add, you can mention here input as the input. Somebody was asking what is the input. So you can mention here input or output. So for add milk, you can write down. For example, for making 10 cups of tea, add 5 cups of milk, add 5 cups of water, use for example 5 teaspoons of sugar, 5 teaspoons of tea powder. These are the inputting, so you can just write down that symbol here and you can put as a inputs. Okay, got it? So
Yes,
then
sir.
boiling the tea, I am going to 4 iterations. So for example, iterations means I am taking 4 times boiling. So I am again reducing the gas, again increasing the gas. That is 4 iterations called. Then strain the tea. Okay, I'm straining the tea. Then taste the tea. If it is okay, taste is okay, you can serve the tea. If it is not okay, again, suppose I need to add milk or sugar or tea powder or masala, I don't know. I need to again go back to this step. And if tea is okay, serve the tea and the process will end. So very simple process of making tea, you can visualize with the help of flowchart. It is a visual representation of flowchart. Start. These are the flow lines. These are the process boxes. This is the decision point. This is the start. This is the end. And if you want to give input, you can write here input there. So what are the inputs you need in this process? So clear the team working process, simple example, because you are from different industries. I don't know. So here we will take a generic example because all the people can understand. So somebody is from service sector, somebody from manufacturing center, somebody from pharma, somebody from the chemical industry, somebody from the fabrication industry. I don't know your background. So normally here we will discuss a common example so that you need to understand the concept and you can make a flowchart of your own, of your process. Okay, got it? So
Yes.
first tool got it. What is flowchart?
Yes,
Now
yes.
suppose just discuss for 4 minutes or you can do it exercise. Suppose you want to withdraw a money from bank 30 years back when there was no ATMs. And suppose I told you to draw the flowchart of this. So what will be the flowchart? You need to withdraw money from the bank. Imagine that, assume that there will be, assume that 30 years back there were no ATM cards. So what was that process? And can we plot this process by using flowchart?
Ask the challan first of all, form, then fill
Okay.
it.
So firstly, you should start with the start symbol. After start, there should be arrow. Then what will be put in that box?
Ask challan from the
We
teller.
will ask for a withdrawal form.
Yeah.
Okay, you will go to the bank first because normally at that time first step is going to the bank. So okay, started from the home, went to the bank. Okay, then I collected the
Withdraw.
so
Deposit,
I asked
withdrawal
for the
form.
withdrawal slip, for example, right. So then I need to fill the withdrawal slip. So
Mention the
suppose sometimes I need to check the balance. So at that time there was no SMS banking. So you can just give the print passbook and tell that lady or man that please print this passbook and then I came to know the balance, or you can ask them. And suppose your balance is 20,000 and you need to withdraw 15,000. Okay, then you came to know that yes, that is the input that I will check this and then I will take a decision. So now I have taken decision that I can withdraw of 15,000. Okay, then what will be the step? Write down that, fill that withdrawal slip, and again you need to give it to that person, okay, who is sitting there. So submit that. After that, what will happen?
Um, He will check the lecture and he will
That they will check whether my signature is correct, whether I am the same person. They will check the signature of one bank. Okay, and it is verified. Then they will give us a token, correct?
Yes, sir.
And after collecting a token, there was a delay. You can mention it as a D later, and you can mention a delay or waiting. Okay, there was a delay, and then I'm waiting for the that cashier. So when that cashier called my token number, I will go to the cashier. I will check, collect the cash. Now here will be an inspection point. I will inspect the notes. 100 notes there. I will count whether it is 100 or 99 or 101. So if it is 99, I will check that I need one more note like that. Then we will again come to that. Again, you will reprint the passbook and you will go to the home. Okay. So this will be the tentative. This is I start, enter into the bank, collect and fill the withdrawal slip. I purposely made it short. Then submit to the person. Then he or she will verify your signature. Then you need to collect the token. Then you need to wait. That is called as delay. Then collect cash from cashier. You need to count that notes. If it is not okay, again contact to the cashier. If it is okay, then again reprint the passbook and the process will end and you will go to the home. So this is very simple process. Money withdrawal
Sir,
from
one
the
question,
bank.
sir. Sir,
Yes.
one question regarding this verification. It is actually the bank person who is giving the note, that their process. No, it is not involved in my process.
No. Your process means what I am writing
I will
down, not
just
your bank.
submit and
Money
take
withdrawal
the
process from the bank. I am
Okay.
just writing down the money withdrawal process from the bank. So most of the times earlier people, particularly I won't name, so some of the nationalized bank, they were checking your sign, whether it is correct or not. They were just matching. So sometimes I observed that my father, when he was in old age and his sign was not correct, so there was a problem. They were telling, no, your sign is not matching. Then we were explaining them, no, because he is an old age now, he is not able to the sign. Then they told you go to the doctor and give a certificate like that. Because
Yes,
verification is their
correct, sir.
job.
But it is not included in my process. No, it is their process. No, they have to check. They have to collect the first withdrawal
Yes,
form. They have to check
yes,
the account ledger. They have to check the signature of that. That is actually the bank person's, that teller counter person's process. No, it is not
got
involved
it,
in my process. No.
got it. But this is a combination of your and bank, right? Money withdrawal, because from your industry you can write down
Yeah.
your own. But here bank is also have some, for example, why you are filling the withdrawal slip. That is the requirement of bank.
Sir, why I am telling, sir, suppose in for ATM withdrawal, no, in ATM withdrawal, I will follow my steps only. The signature
Yes.
verification and everything.
That is the example I am giving to you. For example, so when that
Okay, sir.
ATM,
Yeah.
because when they wrote down this process now, they came to know that it will consume more time. Now, as soon as ATM came into the picture, this all processor went down. So yeah, I'm just going to the ATM and collect. I will also remember, for example, cashier was counting the notes and he was taking much time. Now this was the opportunity for improvement. Now there is a machine to count the notes. Earlier he was counting the cash. Again you were counting the cash. 2 times it was counting the cash. Suppose it required 2 minutes for him and 3 minutes for you. Now it is
Yeah,
less
correct.
than 30 seconds. So you need to write what is happening correctly, and then you can say that yes, for this there is a chances for improvement. Okay. So you will
Right,
discuss
sir.
later. But now the exercise for you is, it is a not classroom session. So now you can plot one flowchart of your own process in your company or any process at home. So that will be the homework for you.
Okay.
And tomorrow we will discuss the check sheet and most probably the Pareto. Correct?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so thank you. Tomorrow we will start with the recap. So now it's the time. So we need to stop here. So tomorrow we will have a recap. So thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Mr. Kiran. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
thank you.
sir.
Good
Thank you
night.
so
Good
much.
night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Maybe.
Good night. Good night. Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
night, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.